Well, it's closing time once again in the bookshop here at John Kay's, and I thought I'd just make a quick video this evening talking about what might be the funniest line in Shakespeare. It comes, unsurprisingly, in Macbeth. I say unsurprising because I've been talking about Macbeth a lot, and I tend to have what they call a recency bias with Shakespeare. Whichever one I've been reading a lot is my favourite Shakespeare, and it's full of all the best stuff, and so on. So bear that in mind. It comes shortly after Duncan's murder. We've just seen Macbeth frantically try and clean up after the murder with his wife, Lady Macbeth. He's gone and dressed amid knocking. Knocking at the door are Macduff and Lennox. And Lennox then gives him a sort of barrage of ill omens that he has been witnessing on this tempestuous night, saying, "The night has been unruly. Where we lay, our chimneys were blown down, and, as they say, lamentings heard in the air. Strange screams of death, and prophesying with accents terrible of dire combustion and confused events, new hatch to the woeful time. The obscure bird clamoured the livelong night. Some say the earth was feverous and did shake." To which Macbeth mildly replies, "'Twas a rough night." It seems so modern, that line. So it's got a ring of camp understatement to it. "'Twas a rough night." It almost sounds like something that has been added, almost like a bit of commentary on the play or pastiching of the play. I'm calling it the funniest line in Shakespeare, which might be outrageous and hyperbolic, given that this is a tragedy and not a comedy. But I think there is grounds to call it that based on the fact that I've never seen it not get a laugh. It almost seems to be guaranteed a laugh. An actor can try and play it as straight as possible, and it will still get a reaction from the audience. It's like the situation guarantees it will be funny, regardless of how you deliver that line. It also indicates where Macbeth has the potential to be funny elsewhere in the play. One place I always think of is when Macbeth is equivocating on whether or not he should kill Duncan, and says, "He has honoured me of late. As host, I should protect him from attacks, not bear the knife myself." In other words, saying I'm sort of his protector, his bodyguard. It's not being a very good bodyguard to stab him to death in his bed. I think there's lots of potential to make that line extremely morbidly funny. It's not always. It's nothing like "'Twas a rough night." I've rarely seen that line kind of played for laughs, but I think the potential is there. The other thing that's interesting about the line "'Twas a rough night" is that because it dismisses Lennox's Gothic catalogue of portents, we never really take them seriously. We don't really have time to take them seriously. But if he's speaking in earnest, if the night really has been as floridly ominous as he describes, then it suggests that the horrors of Macbeth's psychological landscape have, upon the advent of him deciding to kill Duncan, entered the real world. Obviously, we already have supernatural powers in the real world in this play. We have the witches, and we see them showing Macbeth visions, and they obviously make prophecies which turn out to be true, but their premonitions are accomplished in very corporeal ways. When Macbeth hears, "Oh, you will be safe until Birnam Wood comes to Dunsinane, and you'll never be harmed by a man of woman born," he imagines that has given him some kind of magical armor. He presumably what he is imagining is a something like the March of the Ents. Well, Birnam Wood will never just get up and walk to Dunsinane. That's ridiculous. And how can there be a man not of woman born? That would be some kind of magical apparition. Ergo, I'm in the clear. I'm all good. Obviously, in the play, as is traditional with these sorts of nasty premonitions, we see it in Merlin folklore and elsewhere in mythology. They come true by kind of very pedestrian interpretations of the prophecy. So Birnam Wood is actually just the branches of Birnam Wood carried by the army attacking Macbeth's castle, and likewise, Macduff turns out to have been from his mother untimely ripped. In other words, he was born by caesarean section. Now, if Macbeth's line "'Twas a rough night" didn't dismiss comically Lennox's speech, its ridiculousness might linger in our memory a bit longer. It's not just the over-the-top nature of this list of omens that he produces. He even says, "Some say the earth was feverous." Some say, as if people are already talking about this night, tonight, as if it is become notorious in Chronicle. So maybe this creates another question for productions. How in earnest is Lennox? Is he getting carried away with himself? Is he prone to exaggeration? Or has Scotland been turned into a kind of Mordor, its landscape already deformed to reflect the evil of its incipient ruler, Macbeth?